welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a tag video. It's the Cozy Autumn book tag. I was tagged to do this by Katja. I will of course link her channel down below. So this is of course a fall autumn themed tag, so I figured I needed to go ahead and actually do it while it's still fall here. So yeah, let's do it. Question number 1. What book always reminds you of fall/autumn? And I'm going to start off this tag really boring, but I don't actually think I have one of those. I've mentioned before that I'm not much of a seasonal reader, and I don't really have that book that I always read during fall or that I always want to pick up during fall. So I really tried to think and tried to come up with a book for this question, but I just couldn't think of any. So I have to be boring and say that I don't actually have a book like that. Question number 2. What is your favorite autumnal book cover? And the first book that came to mind for this one is Falling Down by Eli Easton. I think mainly because of the colors. This book cover just screams fall to me. And I was planning on actually reading it during this fall as well, but of course, as with a lot of other things, I never got to it, and now it's so late that I don't think I will be able to read it this fall, so I'll probably read it next year instead. But yeah, this cover is just the most fall-like cover I could think of, so yeah, I picked this one. Question number 3. What is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? So I don't actually have an autumnal drink because I drink the same thing all year round, no matter what season it is. But I do like drinking tea while reading, which I feel like is pretty common, at least on Instagram and stuff. But yeah, I do like having a cup of tea while I read. I don't drink a lot of tea. I maybe drink like a cup every day, usually during my lunch. And so when I work from home, I always make a cup of tea while I have my lunch, and I read while drinking it and eating my lunch, and it's just very cozy. I don't know that I've mentioned it in any videos, but currently I'm working about 50% of the time from home and 50% I go into work. So I have less opportunities to read during lunch now than I had when I was working from home full time, because I don't read when I'm at work. I have lunch with my colleagues. But I do really appreciate those lunches when I'm at home. I can just sit down with a cup of tea, some lunch and my book. So that's just very nice. Question number 4. Do you prefer to read late at night or early in the morning? And for this, it really depends on how early in the morning we're talking, because I never read very early in the morning, but on the weekend I usually spend a couple of hours in bed reading every morning. So I will usually wake up around maybe 8:30 to 9 somewhere, and then I will read until somewhere between 10 and 11 usually. And it's actually one of my favorite times throughout the entire week. I just love it. But yeah, it's not super early, so I don't know if it really counts as morning. And then reading at night, it's nice and cozy, and I do usually read in bed every night before I go to sleep. But I will also usually get really tired, and I don't really read for long because I just want to sleep, basically. So if those weekend mornings count, then definitely mornings, I think, even though, reading at night is cozy too, but I'm always too tired, really. Question number 5. Halloween is coming. What is your favorite spooky read? So Halloween was actually a couple of weeks ago at the time that I'm filming this, but let's just ignore that. So spooky reads. You may know that I don't really read a lot of spooky reads. It's just not my thing. It's not something that I'm all that interested in, really. So I had to think about this one, but I did actually read one book this year that I absolutely loved and that I think can count as a spooky read. And that is The Mysterious and Amazing Blue Billings by Lily Morton. This book is first and foremost a romance, which is why I picked it up. But it's also a ghost story, because our two main characters, they go ghost hunting, basically, because one of our main characters, he moved into a house that turned out to be haunted. So the two of them just try to figure out what's going on. And it gets pretty spooky, so I think this one definitely counts. And it's one of my favorite books of the year, so yeah. Question number 6. What is the ultimate comfort read for you? And I mean, do I really need to talk about this? It's of course Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Like as soon as I saw this question, I knew that this would be my answer, and I think none of you are probably surprised by this. You know I love these books, and they're just such a comfort read to me, so I mean, I don't really need to talk about this. Heartstopper. Question number 7. What is your favorite autumnal reading snack? So, same as with the drink, I don't actually have like an autumnal snack. I eat the same thing all year round, maybe with the exception of Christmas, and I don't know that I really snack a lot while I'm reading anyway, so this was kind of difficult. But one of my favorite snacks in general is these like chocolate puffs thingy. Like, I don't know how to explain them in English basically, but I'm a huge fan, and those are just very nice to eat while reading too. So I mean, yeah, I guess I'll go with those. Question number 8. What is your favorite autumnal candle to burn whilst reading? So I'm just going to sound so boring, but I don't actually burn candles. Or I do occasionally, but like very rarely, and when I do, I don't really use those scented ones, which I think is what this question is asking about. So I don't actually have a favorite. I should probably start burning more candles and, you know, figure out what my favorite might be, but yeah, for now I just don't burn candles. Question number 9. When you're not reading, what is your favorite autumnal activity? So again, not really typical for autumn, but you all probably know by now that I do love hiking. And if you look away from the fact that this time of year can get really rainy in my part of the world, and that it's just basically been raining non-stop for the last month and it's just so wet, then fall can be really nice for hiking. The colors and the colder temperatures are just really refreshing and nice. And especially in the beginning of fall, before everything gets like muddy and slushy, it's just nice. At this point, it's maybe not so nice anymore because we're late in the autumn now, we're almost at winter, but yeah, hiking is always nice. And the final question, question number 10. What is on your autumn/fall reading list? So there's really not much left of fall. December is just around the corner, and that means the start of winter, at least here. So let's talk about my reading list for the rest of the year instead. I've already mentioned before that I want to read a lot of like holiday romances in December, and I've actually joined like a holiday romance reading challenge over at Goodreads, and that one started already in mid-November. So I'll basically be reading holiday romances for the rest of the year. And I'm not complaining, I'm so excited about it. But yeah, that's basically what I'll be reading, probably with a few exceptions. I expect I'll probably read like a book or two here and there that aren't like holiday romances, but yeah, that's basically my reading plans for the rest of the year. So that was the tag. I'm realizing, like I mentioned before, that I'm not much of a seasonal reader, but now I'm realizing I'm not much of a seasonal anything. Because, you know, I just do the same thing during fall that I do for the entire rest of the year. So yeah, this was kind of boring probably, but you know, I hope that you enjoyed it anyway. So that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always hit like down below, or you can subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!